There we go. Good. Hi, guys. Hope everybody is well. Kim, I will have you brief everybody on what we discussed in September before we go into tonight's business.
There's a thing on the front of my screen now that says this meeting is being recorded.
Yeah,
And
just hit okay.
right,
Just said okay. Yeah.
oh, where's okay? I see leave meeting just hit mine says got it, so I guess that's it.
Got it.
Okay. Now it's gone.
What we've been talking about is basically the planning of the big meeting that we're going to have in person, the panel discussion, and who is going to be there, how that is going to flow. Also that they're dedicating a portion of that time to Joe. Is it Joe
Yeah.
that passed away? I think Jacob said John Glassey's going to do that presentation.
Hmm.
And then there's the musical components and some discussion. Is that right, Jacob?
Yeah. Music. Yeah, Kim. Music. There'll be musical components. You all remember Zach from last year. He's going to do a musical component to Joe. Here, I'm going a little out of order on the agenda. Here is how the evening is going to work out. I had a meeting last Wednesday night. Well, Sal and I got together for dinner. Last Wednesday, he came and Mom and I had dinner with him, and he said, "What do you want to do about the forum?" And I said, "I know where you want to hit from. You want to hit from the field, which is all positive and good and all wonderful." So he will be teaming up. You all, he will be not with me when the video. I already talked to Linda. When he does his video presentation, I will step away from the desk and sit in the front row because Kathleen knows this. When you play videos on that tiny little screen when you're sitting at the desk, you can't see it. So I asked Linda if I could get up and move before he does his presentation. He's doing a presentation dedicated to me and the field.
Okay, but wait, you're saying what's the video? Is there going to be people watching that?
He is bringing his own production company.
Oh, okay.
To do a video for the night of.
I gotcha. I didn't understand that. Okay.
Sorry.
Like, no, I'm thinking, aren't we meeting in person? Why do we need a video?
No. He's showing a video. He and Dave are going to talk about that. They're going to do the whole thing about me in the field and all that I've done. And then Stephanie's coming back. She's going to talk about. I just had a meeting with her last night. What the ADA is doing as far as festivals again. We'll hear more on that. Zach is talking about IEPs as he had an IEP in school.
Oh, good.
I am talking about what I'm going to do is mine is basically a thank you to all the people, you guys included, who've supported me.
Okay.
So that's topics for the evening.
Okay.
Jacob, who was the person you said passed away?
Joe Brown.
Joe Brown.
Oh.
So
Okay.
is all going to come after the tribute to Joe Brown?
The
Yeah.
discussion, yeah.
Okay.
So first we're going to do the tribute to Joe and say whatever they're going to say about you. And then are you going to speak?
Yeah, then I'll go. And then the boys will, and then the remainder of the panel will go exactly like last year. The order will be decided. It's not yet, but there'll be an
Yeah.
order. It'll be decided. Sal's gonna sing. We're probably gonna do something with him like we did in the fundraiser. Those of you that were there.
Yeah.
Then we
Okay.
did a fundraiser, and then the night will be over. So once we get started, it'll be a continuous flow, and that's why there's so few panels, so few panelists this year. Because, like Linda told me, there's not a lot of time, and we know this, holding their attention spans for longer than an hour.
That is
Yeah.
the truth.
Right. I think that's great.
So
Will there be will there be an opportunity for people to ask or bring up any information or topics that we could possibly explore, you know, for
Certain-
accessibility questions?
certainly, I'm saving that for the end, like
Okay,
I always do. That'll be
like
for the
new business,
Mm.
new business.
Yeah, I'll add that into the Q&A portion.
Okay.
Sal has an idea, a fun way, instead of having me do boring introductions like I've done in years past. He has an idea of how to make it fun and beef it up a little. And committee, you'll be involved in that too. I'm not saying what his idea is. If I tell you what he's planning to do, I'm gonna spoil the fun. But he's got a whole idea of how
Good.
to. So what I'm basically leaning on him for is to help me host the event, in addition to, speaking parts.
How about setting up everything? Is that all taken care of?
Setting Naima, Frida, what did we do about setup in years past?
What we had were just a table set up in front for the panel to sit at,
Mhm.
and then chairs further out for the people
Yeah.
that were in attendance.
Viewing. Mhm.
No, I was just
Yeah,
asking.
Few
Do we-
snacks on the side, on the wall.
Yeah, we
or
did had
The
some.
left
Yeah.
side, yes.
Yeah.
Few
Okay. So we just go a little early and set that up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Actually, I
Yeah.
think there's somebody at the church who does the setups. I think you have to let them know in the office. I'm thinking your uncle, isn't it, Stephen Hackett?
Yeah, he does all that setup. Rev does the form for me every year.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. So that's taken care of.
Yeah, that's what I.
Okay. Good.
Flow of the evening. Basically, what I listed in the email, since the way the event is being constructed, and I talked to Linda, you can be a timekeeper, because she said maybe having a third person there will make them look up and pay attention, because she said nobody paid attention this year.
They really don't look, Jacob. And you have to really consider, once they're in the zone, they're thinking about what they have to say and getting it out completely and in enough time. They're not really looking in the back to see who's holding up a sign
Yes.
or counting down. So, and it went well last year, even though they didn't. Everybody was very succinct. It worked out well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking, instead of putting you guys in the back, I haven't talked to Rev about this. Yeah, but instead of putting you guys in the back, I'm going to put you committee people and Priscilla, because she's gonna play. Don't know what, but she's gonna play something. Off to the left side. So that way it's easier for them to sit.
Okay, more intimate.
Yeah, so that way nobody's
But still not
Looking,
noticeable by the people that are there listening to you, I hope.
Listening to it. Yeah.
Right.
yeah, what did I topics? Chairperson supporters. I didn't go into that role. Those of you that are chairperson supporters, Kathleen is one, my mom is one, and Belinda is one. I will let you guys sit at the desk. You'll be seated on Stephanie will probably be on one side of me. You guys will be seated towards that side. So that way, and then if you guys have questions, want to add anything, feel free to do so. One of the topics Linda and I have been discussing that's not on tonight's agenda. What we're thinking of doing as a committee, not this year, but looking 2026, since we're planning for this coming year, is moving into other venues.
That's 2025, I think you said.
Right.
Funny.
Yeah, 2025, we're looking to move it. Because you all know, if we move this is not going to be an easy task. Any recommendations on venues that could be used?
For free.
Yeah,
Talking
Yeah.
about moving the whole program somewhere else, Jacob?
Linda is considering it.
Okay. Why?
Is that Linda Babcock?
That's what
Yeah.
I'm wondering.
Yeah, Linda Babcock. Because, guys, what she's hoping for is to get like college students involved, OTPT students at Stockton.
Okay.
Well, like Kim said, I think the major thing is who's going to let us use a facility for free.
Right.
And then that's another whole problem with money.
Right.
If we're
You know,
If-
I do know a professor at Stockton who teaches in the physical therapy program.
Right.
If we incorporated it as something that we were inviting OT, PT people to be a part of, we may be able to pull that off and get a room or something. You know, I can certainly talk to him, but we're talking about over a year away.
Right.
Right, I was just asked to bring it up and see how everyone felt about it
Right.
being moved.
I think the more exposure we can have, not only about the Field of Dreams, but the accessibility issues with the ADA is what what we need to do. And getting those college students involved would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Because you all know, well, you all remember Stephanie from the
Mhm.
past few years. She's been heavily involved in Stockton and such. And I said to her, you know, they're our future of tomorrow. There has to be, you have to get it out to them somehow. I mean, for example, guys, and Kim knows this, Stockton's done it, Ann knows it too. Stockton has done a phenomenal job volunteering at the field for years. But
Right.
you have to open up other avenues, because I sent this year's forum ad to her and said, and said, spread it around, but it didn't get much traction. Naima or Frida, doesn't Priscilla's daughter work out there?
I'm
you-
not,
I
I'm
know
not
Becky
sure.
used to be out there. I'm not sure if she's still there or not.
I'm not,
That I know
Yeah.
she was, but I'm not sure whether she is
Sure.
still there.
I
I'm
don't
sure you could find that out easily though.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't live next door to her anymore. I should know that.
Oh.
Oh darn.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh darn. Guys, it'll be a long time before we have a meeting. And I've I've nicely but not nicely said to the others, if you want to participate, I expect for a couple, just so you guys are aware, taking a step backwards. I talked to Linda the Rev, and Barb and myself had a little meeting via email, and we felt that it was right to give Sal got a free pass for till the forum. Dave got a free pass for the forum, so we won't see them unless they can come to a meeting before the forum. And Stephanie got a half of a year. She'll join us for the second half. Just so you guys are aware, I did give them a free pass because of their schedules, and it's just
Okay.
a little, yeah, and everybody was fine with that. But I am going to be pressing it to the others that if you're in this, you got to start becoming involved, because as Kim knows, I'm not going to be pulling teeth from people from February to June.
Right.
A little bit about Joe Brown. John Glassy was supposed to do this tonight, but I'll do it anyway. He advocated for things. He advocated so that way a wheelchair could get into a hotel room, so that way that the beds could fit for a transfer. I'm sure John will talk about that. He will talk about, just things that he did. He made sure that sidewalks were ADA compliant. I asked Zach already to help me distribute a flyer specifically for his family and friends to let them know that we are memorializing it for him, so that way it's put out there. Because guys, he never had a funeral.
Yeah, I know.
So
He didn't.
Did you say he
didn't
never
want-
had a funeral? Is that what you said?
Well, I
he
would-
didn't want it.
He didn't want
Oh.
a service.
So this
So
is what. Go ahead, Kim.
No, I was going to say this is a nice way to give him a
Yeah.
tribute. You know.
Yeah, if anyone has any ideas of ways that John or I can do it, I will be happy to help come up with things, because we're looking and we're thinking. So
Are you inviting his wife?
yes, his wife will be invited. The Field of Dreams board will be invited. I will try and get a hold of the spinal cord group that he was a part of. That's not always easy. I would like for some sort of advertising to go somewhere. That is a big one, Kathleen and Ann, because as you remember, last year we had a very, very small audience. It was sent around to ACSSD, Absecon, all the local districts were hit with flyers. But as I said to Kim in meeting one, we can get numbers higher than what they were last year.
Yeah.
Naima, I see you're thinking.
Yes, I, yes, you
Well, if
see
they
the
get
smoke
enough
coming up.
notice, if they get
Yeah.
enough notice in advance, they can plan then.
Yeah. Get
To
enough
attend.
notice and offer
Yeah.
refreshments and people will come.
If
That's
you feed
probably
them, they will
correct,
come.
Kim. Yeah.
Yeah, right. If you feed them, they will.
Oh,
Um,
hey, I'm telling you, we had parents come out of the woodwork when we offered snacks and things.
hmm.
So
How early should we start advertising?
what is it?
What is the date of the actual?
June 10th.
June 10th?
Yes.
June 10th. I'd say you don't want to go too early because people will forget.
Right.
Right.
Think
Right.
think.
I'd
Yeah.
say like maybe May 1st.
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
A
May.
month in advance.
Mhm.
Think a month is in, yeah,
Or maybe the last week in April.
April. Yeah, that might be.
Like
After,
right after Easter.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And how did we advertise last year? We had flyers. I remember that, but did anything?
Last year's advertising was done very, very, very poorly. And please do not take this as me. I'm not blaming anyone. This was partially my fault. It was done it was basically done word of mouth.
Oh, okay.
And
Did
and I put stuff out there. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask because I'm personally not a Facebook person, but a bunch of people are. Did
Mhm.
anybody post? Was anything posted on Facebook about it? Do you know?
Maybe Rev should do that.
It was. I asked Kay to post it. She had it in the what is that? The Tiding newsletter
And the church bulletin
The
too.
church bulletin, it should be in that. Yes. We always have a list of events and things on the back. I mean, it would be
Yeah.
easy to make sure that got put in that.
But that mostly,
course, that
okay,
would-
which is fine, but that is geared mostly to our church.
Church, right?
Yeah,
That's what I
and
was thinking.
it's not reaching as many people as it
People, right? Right.
should
Yeah.
or could.
Well, maybe we
Possibly.
could hang a few flyers in different businesses, just like Ace Hardware and, local places. We could ask them if we could hang a sign. You
How
know,
did we do it before, Jacob? How did we advertise prior to this?
Yeah, that's what I was
year-
asking him before, and he was saying that it wasn't done as
year
efficiently as-
year one, I think Barb made a flyer and she just passed it around everywhere. I think.
well, that's something that, we need to tackle.
Yeah, find out so that the news about it gets out.
Naima, Frida, do you guys go to the big meetings, like when they just had church conference? Did you go to that at all? Because I'm
No.
wondering.
We aren't.
Go ahead. I'm wondering, do we send it to the DS, or would we get everybody and their mother there? Which wouldn't be bad.
Mm.
Oh,
No, it wouldn't be bad.
I don't know. That's a tough one because
Mhm.
you don't know. I mean, you want people to come. You don't want too many people, and you don't want too few people. So
Because
And you
then
want
we gotta.
people
It's-
that are interested in what we're, trying to explain.
Right.
Mm,
Yeah, and also you want a catchy way to, phrase it so that people know what it's about, without saying a whole lot. Like, come find out what we're doing, or, with something, I don't know. I don't know, but that's really something we need to work on.
Mm.
Mhm.
But
Advertise.
yeah, Linda said the advertising is my biggest concern, because as grateful as I was to have all of your support up there and a few of you in the audience, it was kind of a little upsetting, if you will, that's what the turnout look. That's what the turnout looked like.
Right.
I was just thinking, maybe I didn't know Joe Brown, but a lot of people know
Uh-huh.
his name. Maybe the idea or the fact that there's going to be like a memorial for him will bring out more people anyway.
Yes.
That's what I
yeah.
was gonna say.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a newsletter could go out to all the families that are part of the Field of Dreams. I mean, or a phone call.
We do have a newsletter. I'll run it by the bosses and see if that can go in, because they're very funny about what goes in there. But I'll run it by the bosses. But yeah, advertising.
Here's another thing. All of those families that are involved in the Field of Dreams
Uh-huh.
deal with, well, not all of them, but many of them deal with accessibility issues.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Maybe reaching out to that population, we can get more ideas of how we can go out into the public sector and see some changes made, because maybe we don't understand where they're confronted with challenges. I know, because I don't have accessibility issues. I don't really see those obstacles throughout the day where these people, like you,
Run
Jacob,
into, yeah,
Live
on a
with.
regular
constant.
basis. Yeah.
Yeah. So it would be at least a good forum of people to, even if we could survey them, like, what issues do you find? What businesses do you find in the local area that are difficult to you know
Access.
access? Yes, thank
Mhm.
you. I don't know, that's like, because I'm thinking, like, what is our purpose? We want to make accessibility in South Jersey better than it is now. Well, how are we going to do that? We need to talk to people that need access, that are having difficulties.
And Kathleen, here's a thought. Anyone in Acton Club,
We
could you
can
pick?
certainly tell them about it.
Right. If we have a flyer made up, then we could pass it out at these different events. Even if it weren't in the newsletter for Field of Dreams, could you just hand out a flyer there? Or we could hand it out at Action Club. We could find different groups that would have
Right.
the interest in the
Plus
accessibility issues.
the spring season will be before our meeting, right?
Right.
Right.
So we can even have a public service announcement at the games.
Yeah, I could have Sam do that. But one year, Kim, that got me thinking. One year, I asked if it could be hung on a tree, and they kind of thought that was a dumb idea, but I didn't see that as a dumb idea.
What?
It wasn't any of our people. It was the higher ups. I think they were afraid because we've dealt with so much vandalism and whatnot that people
What did
would be
That vandalism.
What
vandal
kind of what did you want to hang up? You mean a poster?
a poster.
And the
Oh.
poster was in reference to what, Jacob? Was it
With-
something about the accessibility or?
putting posters up about the forum, because Kim, we used to have remember the old announcer's desk?
Yeah.
in front of the concession stand.
Yeah,
Well, that's not there anymore because they built that booth,
Right.
and there's nowhere. There's like good things and bad things to that, where there's no place to hand things out.
well, you could have them at the snack stand. You could, and you could have the guys in the booth that are announcing the game say, don't forget to pick up your flyer about the, accessibility forum and stuff
Mhm.
like that, you know?
Right.
Or we could
That-
just have people hand them out to people that are there watching the games, or give them to the coaches to distribute to their teams.
And another idea is, I don't know if this would be too much either. This may go directly to the rev, but Naima, Frida, could we have the ushers hand them out?
I don't see why not.
And that, are you talking about in the church, the
church.
ushers?
Yeah.
You would have to clear that with Rev Dave, I would think.
Right, right.
Yeah, I will. I just
Put it in the bulletin.
It could be in the bulletin, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, what I was thinking while you were all talking about this, and the point that Kim was saying about inviting parents of some of the children who have disabilities, to attend, is that I'm feeling like these parents already know what their disabilities are and what they can't access. I would love to be able to present some solutions. I mean, we keep talking about
Right.
the problems, and everybody,
Right.
that especially people that
Mhm.
have children with these difficulties, they already know what
Right.
things that they are having problems with. And I think it would be so much more positive if we were able to have a solution to
But how
something,
do,
not just
like-
keep talking about what they don't have and can't
Mhm.
access. And
but how do
because
we
they all,
find out
everybody,
what their needs are? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't
oh,
know what the challenges they have.
no, I understand you don't, but I mean, like the programs we've had for the last year, we've talked about
Oh, okay.
what,
Yeah, I agree.
yes, what,
We need
but
action, but like,
Uh-huh.
what are some of the challenges they face
yeah,
that we need to work on?
Emphasize, right. Or
Yeah.
put out there.
So that's
Yeah.
because the whole purpose, not to sit and talk, but to make some changes.
Yeah, I almost wonder if now Kathleen and Ann, maybe you can, well, all of you, because you all work in education. Would it be would it be too much if, say, we had a survey prior to, during, whatever, and we asked them specifically, is there anyone in your family or friend circle, whatever, that deals with blah blah, and if so,
Right. Accessibility
That's what I was gonna
challenges.
say, accessibility issues, yeah.
And and what are they? What are the challenges you face so that we can start to focus on finding solutions?
yeah,
But as I said, the last time I felt like kind of lost as to the purpose of the whole forum, because I thought it was to go out into the community and try to network, whether it's councilmen or the town ordinances or city hall, to get some changes made where they need to be made. Like, here's an example. Now, I go to Smithville a lot because I live here. Smithville is not a very handicap accessible place. It's cobblestone, like bumpy if you're in a wheelchair or even a kid in a stroller. And I was just thinking of that. It's hard to get into some of the stores. That's a place that would be very inviting to walk a loved one that was in a wheelchair or had surgery or whatever, but like I took my mom there once and I'm like, oh, this is not easy. You know, just something local like that, you know. So,
But but yeah, but then not that I want not that the point of this is to get political here, but then I almost wonder, Kim, if we approached an issue like that, would it be could we reach out to, Mayor
yeah.
Block, Mayor so and so, because I do, and I'm not, once again, I'm not blaming anyone, but I do have friends in political offices. They help you to a T, and then they turn you over like a bottle and say it's time for you to finish the rest of the work.
Right. I don't know. I was just using that as an example because that's one local attraction that I find could be, challenging.
Kim, didn't you take your mom to the boardwalk? How was that?
The boardwalk's pretty accessible because of the ramps, and there are bathrooms accessible and things like that. Um, so I think the boardwalk is very accessible, just a little bumpy, But my mom absolutely loved when I took her up there, you know. But yeah, getting onto every street, there's stairs or a ramp.
Well,
And most, yeah.
Did she
well,
complain, Kim, when you took her to Smithville, or did you complain?
No,
Did
I just, as
you
I was
found it
pushing,
difficult?
yeah, it
Yeah.
was bumpy.
Yeah.
And then, it could be something as simple as all along the place having how they have bike lanes. Well, it could be like a lane for wheelchairs or, something like that. But yeah, I found it was not as enjoyable because going to some of the shops, it's very, very bumpy on the,
Or-
I mean, I get it. It's old world charm, but if you're
Mhm.
talking about accessibility for all, it's not very accessible.
Mhm.
but Kim, could something like that be changed, or no, because it's a historic town?
Oh, I still think that they could you could make a good case for, like, I noticed over there that one of the businesses actually just put regular cement in front of their business that used to be cobblestone. So I don't know. But again, that's something that would have to be, investigated. But that's just one example. I'm sure there's lots of others that, you know, um, people with accessibility with wheelchairs and walkers or whatever it is they use could bring to our attention.
It's not going to be this year.
Yeah.
Who knows if it'll even be next year?
Mhm.
But one of the things, and maybe if there's time, I would like to have Sal touch on it this year, because as you guys remember when he did the video, he talked about hotels, and I was visiting my sister in Erie, Pennsylvania, the
Last month.
thank you, middle of October, and that hotel was very, very tight. The bathroom, I couldn't even measure it to tell you how small. I mean, it was tight, and it, Kim, back to taking mom places and stuff. One of the women who you will meet, she will be with us. Anyway, I asked her last night. We were in a meeting, and I said, "What are the grievances to fit a wheelchair in like a performing arts venue?" And she said, "So if it can get safely down an aisle, 3 to 6 feet."
Hmm. Well, talking about the hotel, you were in a handicapped accessible room.
No, no, it's. I believe it said I was, but I was.
Yeah. Yeah. But yet it wasn't very easy.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, so these are just things we need to talk about. An important notice. Rev Dave and I, more information will come out about this via email when we plan it. But he and I are going to Tom's River to visit Pastor Ed and visit the Tom's River Field of Dreams in January, barring no snow. Say a prayer it doesn't snow and we're up
Yeah.
there. And we're going to take a look at it and take pictures, and that'll be also be a part of the presentation. But
Oh, awesome.
with Kim, maybe a few of us could take a small field trip to Smithville, say March-ish, and just look at it,
Yeah.
because I'm all about looking at things, because Zach wants at least me, maybe a few others, to go all the way up to Montclair in North Jersey because of what he talked about last year. And I mean, I would be happy to look at whatever and whatever anybody throws at me, I will be happy to look at.
Mhm.
Because, as I always say, we're not the only ones, and I'm not the only one either. And as Kim knows, especially if you have an older parent, things can change like a drop of a dime.
Yeah.
It's true.
Very true.
So,
Well, I think we touched on a lot of really good points tonight.
Mhm.
yeah, we did. Thank you guys. Before we all sign off, questions, comments, anything at all, suggestions.
I think you have a lot of great plans already. The tribute for Joe Brown is such a great idea. And I think it definitely will bring people out. I do. So I think that'll be a whole new group of people attending.
Yes. And I think I don't recall ever seeing a flyer last year. I just wasn't part of that, I guess. If I had some flyers that I just could keep with me, I feel like I could give them to people that I think might be interested, like
Mhm.
you have those flyers.
Right.
Okay, and Zach is our graphic person. He makes all my graphics and makes us all look beautiful. I'm putting that on him to do the flyer. And what I was thinking, you can vote yay or nay to this. Do we need what? No, not do we need. Would we like a separate flyer for Joe, so that way people know that we're dedicating it to him, or do you feel that we just need one?
One.
I think one.
I think
I
one.
personally,
On it. Yeah, I think one.
one. I mean, his name would be on, of course, the top,
Highlighted.
Or
but
the front.
but
or-
one, yeah.
Or maybe a picture, but yeah, because
Mhm.
otherwise people are going to get confused.
Right.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Right.
Right. Yeah. And I'll see him tomorrow night. I'm going down to Wildwood again. I'll see him tomorrow night. So I'll talk to him if there's time about just, ideally, I would like to get a rough, not a final, a rough draft of whatever flyer format we're going to use done by March. So that way you all have it, you can see it. And then if
Yeah.
anything needs to be changed,
Changed.
Mhm.
we can
That sounds good.
We
Mhm.
can,
Yes, one night.
And
But go ahead.
are you gonna distribute like, just a quick minutes of what we went over tonight for the people that couldn't attend?
Oh yeah, and I attached this recording to it too.
Oh, okay, that's great. Okay,
Good.
okay.
I'll do minutes and I'll do
Because I'm just sitting here thinking, how's he gonna remember all this? I forgot you're recording it. That's great.
no, I send it out to everybody. Watch the recording. If you have questions, send me a message, an email, whatever. And
Awesome.
I'll answer.
Good job,
Next,
Jacob.
thank you. Next meeting, it's feels like a long way away. February 8th, 2024. Um, Kim knows it. I know it. I think we all know it. When February hits, I'm hoping we can get Rev back because when we come back from the holidays, we're really going to have to hit the ground running because June will
Be here before we know
Be
it.
here before we
exactly
blink. Yeah.
be here before we know it. And once Easter hits,
Hmm.
then we're on a speed chase till June. But everybody has been extremely supportive of changes, which I appreciate very much as chair because they may look small to all of us, but if you're telling someone they can't speak that it's spoken in the past, you might feel like you're turning them away, but everybody's been just wonderful with the changes, which I'm incredibly appreciative of. Guys, if you need anything, I'm around the month of December, but I told the panel, I said, no small group till after the new year. I said, things just get way too busy with the holidays. I said, if you guys need something quick, I can do that, but nothing large till we get back from Christmas.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Jacob.
Thank you,
Thank-
Jacob.
Thank you,
Yep.
guys.
Agree too,
thank
Jake.
you.
See ya.
Appreciate you. Bye. Thank
Definitely.
you.
Bye,
Good night.
thank you. Good
Night,
night.
everyone.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
John
Good
Boy.
Right.
Night, Mary
John
Ellen.
Boy, I like that.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Take care,
Bye.
everyone.